morning and welcome to Cover 2 Cook. We're on episode 199, and no, I'm not going through my second puberty. I just got some bad voice right here, so stay with us. We got NFL news today. We have free agency day 1 and day 2 done, so we're going to talk about what new players we're going to see on some new teams, and then we're going to talk about college basketball as the conference championships start today as we're recording on Tuesday. We're going to talk about some of that as this is a great time to watch if you're going to fill out a bracket and have a chance to win. So we got a lot to talk about. Let's get it started.
Yeah. I was going to do a vertical jump there. Thank you, Sox.
Travel been to Indiana, and did Cover 2 Cook get you a good hotel?
Indiana? No, I'm in Louisiana. I'm here for Mardi Gras.
I know that this might be hard, but I don't know how much you remember Friday night since we left you damn near when you fell asleep.
I got my belly full, man. I was like, I warm covers and warm. I was like, I could go to sleep right now.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Jack Dorsey.
Final answer?
Yes. All right.
This is going to be a long fucking day.
Welcome back to Cover 2 Cook. We're on episode 199. I'm here with Anthony and Tim, and we got some crazy things happening in NFL, and we got some fun things happening with college basketball. But let's talk about this free agency frenzy happening. Day 1 was insane. Let me run through some of these. But first off, the Raiders traded Max Crosby to the Ravens for 2 first-round picks. That is epic. That's a big move. And I know he wanted to move out of there, but that was a pretty big strategy move, I felt like. What did you guys think?
Yeah, I think the internet won this trade. And why I say that is because the Joe Burrow gifts are absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, Joe Burrow is going to have to go against Myles Garrett. He's going to have to go against now Max Crosby and TJ Watt.
Yeah.
Like, when we talk about the best DNs in the NFL, that's 3 of the top 4, possibly top 3.
Right.
That are going against. That is absolutely crazy. You could put Micah Parsons up there or someone else, but like that is so bad. But at the same time, it's a win for both teams. 2 first rounds for the Raiders, which they're going to want with trying to get a rookie quarterback. It looks like they're going to go after, obviously, Mendoza. But then for the Ravens, that was their Achilles heel this year, was the defense. And now you got a DM that can get after it. We all know what that offense. We saw the Bengals go, we're all in on the offense. So what did the rest of the division go? We're all in on the defense then.
Right.
We're going to shut you guys down. Good trade for both teams. I think it's great. I wish, Vikings would have had some capital in this, obviously, because I would love to have Max Crosby, but I think this is a good win for both teams.
Yeah, what did you think about this, Tim?
I'm going to pencil them in right now. This is your Super Bowl team from the AFC. I'm penciling it. I had them last year. Going to the Super Bowl. With Crosby now, they are in the Super Bowl. I'm going to right now, March 10th. It'll be the 11th when we air this. March 11th. Mark my words. They're in the Super Bowl next year with this signing. And they didn't have to give up a whole heck of a lot. I mean, they did give up their 14th pick, which, who knows what. But if I'm not even going to say Lamar Jackson has a breakout or a probably MVP year, they're in the Super Bowl. Hands down. I'm saying it right now.
Did you hear Ryan Clark? Ryan Clark is he's an idiot. He is such an idiot. Said that if the Ravens had a different quarterback than Lamar Jackson, they would probably be playing for Super Bowl. It's like, dude, what are we talking about here?
Yeah, now that's just hot takes. That's all that is.
And I will say that I do think they're a good contention for this, but we just saw the AFC change, and I think there's another team that's reloading instead of rebuilding when we thought they would rebuild this year.
Right. Yeah.
Well, it seemed like Joey was having a good time while he can and while he can still walk.
Yeah, isn't he dating some? Who's he?
Jessica Alba?
Jessica Alba is what the rumor on the street is.
Yeah. I mean, I don't go to Vegas very often, but when I do, I don't sit at a table with Jessica Alba. So.
And then chicken fingers are, yeah.
Yeah. What's the age difference there that he's eating chicken fingers? So.
But like I say, Baltimore is going to be tough again this year. They still have Cincinnati to deal with. They're still going to have Pittsburgh, but I'm in. I'm in for Baltimore. I'm in.
Yeah, we'll see.
Well, some of the other crazy things that happened on this day 1 here, free agency. Tyler Lindenbaum signs with the Raiders. Jalen Phillips signed with the Panthers. Malik Willis signs with the Dolphins. Alec Pierce stays with the Colts while Pittman Jr. gets traded to the Steelers. And this one shocked Anthony. Kenneth Walker goes to the Chiefs. Any of these shock you, or all of them shock you?
Yeah, I think the Kenneth Walker to the Chiefs, like Chiefs gave up a lot of their DBs are gone. All of their DBs are gone to get a running back, which is okay, I guess. And Kenneth Walker is coming off of obviously a Super Bowl MVP, but the one that surprised me the most is Alex Pierce, because Alex Pierce was like, I'm out. I'm gone. I don't want to be a part of the Colts anymore. And the Colts are like, no, come back. But we'll send away Pittman Jr. instead. And it's like, what are we talking about here? Like, that's what makes your offense so good, is because Alex Pierce isn't the main focus. Now he's going to be the main focus, and we'll see how good he is with this. Good trade, though, for Steelers, though, because now you got Pittman Jr., you got DK Metcalf there. You don't know who's throwing the ball yet,
Right.
but looking good there. And then final one is Tyler Linderbaum. That's a huge, huge asset for the Raiders. When you're going to go get Mendoza, a rookie quarterback, you got a great center right there for you. So, yeah, big day for little portion of the big day.
Yeah. Any of these shock you, Tim?
I think the Jalen Phillips of Carolina. Carolina must be going all in. They make one playoff appearance in the last 10 years, and now all of a sudden they think they're in it, which they're in an easy division. I mean, that division could be won any time, any year. So, I mean, I was kind of shocked on that one. I figured that, but even like Philadelphia, I mean, they've lost some key pieces too. They're going to have to, regroup on. And, and even the Kenneth Walker deal. The rich just keep getting richer, don't they?
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm still skeptical of Mahomes being back by week 1, but if he is, and now they've got a running attack, I just don't know who's throwing the ball to him. I mean, but they'll be right there again, battling with the Chargers and the Broncos.
Yeah. Well, and you were saying the one we didn't speak about, Malik Willis. He was the hottest commodity coming out for quarterback wise, and he goes to the Dolphins, and it's like the Dolphins are like rebuilding.
Yeah.
So like for him to go there, that's just not the place I would go. But he's got a GM that he's comfortable out of Green Bay. He's got an offensive coordinator that's now the head coach of the Dolphins. Everything fits his mold very well.
Yeah.
You also need 10 other people on the field with you to be good. So we'll see how that works out for him.
Well, and Jalen Waddle's going to be the number 1 guy. I mean, now that Tyreek is, he's not going back there. They already released him. But yeah. So and losing, I'll tell you what, losing the center like they did with Baltimore, that Lindenbaum, that's a big loss too. Now you got to find a person that can, be your center. I don't know how you're going to do that if they're going to. I heard that they're going to move some people around and fill that position, but that's a big loss.
Remember, March 10th, you announced them to be in the Super Bowl, and then look at you, you're already going back on it already.
Oh no, I think they can find it, but I'm telling you.
Yeah. I think you got a little bold before we started naming all the people that got changed.
He just was excited about.
Well, yeah. And the Bears didn't get him.
Yeah.
Well, there was more that happened on this day. I only named some of them because it was just a quick stopping point. But Rashid Shaheed stays at the Seahawks. Travis Etienne goes to the Saints. Isaiah Likely goes to the Giants. Mike Evans goes to the 49ers. And Reed Blankenship goes to the Texans. Now, personally for me, I was shocked to hear about Mike Evans. I thought he was going to ride and die with the Buccaneers. So that was a shock to me. But I just hope it's the best for him. But Tim, what should be surprised you on this set?
I am kind of surprised with the Mike Evans. I agree with you. I'm surprised with the Mike Evans deal because, but that makes the 49ers really, really, on offense, really, really good. Really good. I mean, they're going to be – he'll have a lot more weapons now to throw to. Another weapon? Holy crap. And the Reed Blankenship one going to Philadelphia or going to Houston. That defense is already number 1. Now you've got a lockdown safety? Holy crap. I mean, they're just going to be even better yet.
Mm-hmm. And they took them pretty far with that defense as it was. So
yeah.
They just need to put some attention to the offense.
Yeah, if Stroud can get his head out of his ass, maybe they might actually, go a little further than one game
Here we go again.
in the playoffs.
What about you, Anthony? Any of these shock you?
Yeah, I mean, Rashid Shaheed staying with the Seahawks, we kind of saw that coming when the or kickoff. It just felt like he had a lot of momentum. That's why they traded for him, obviously. But the Seahawks are losing defensive players left and right. So to put all this cap room into a wide receiver when you already have Jackson Smith-Njigba, Sam Darnold had a great year, but now a whole new offensive coordinator's coming in. It just felt very like we got to do something kind of feel. Yes, I agreed. Reed Blankenship leaving. It's kind of sad because the exciting whites won't be on the Philadelphia Eagles anymore. When you had I can't think of the other guy, Reed and the one that's dating the wrestler or whatever. He's not, but he is.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah.
But you had those two white guys playing DB
Yeah,
for the Eagles. But
Oh.
Mike Evans, I think this is his last. I want to go get a Super Bowl,
Yeah.
and this is the team that can go get it. Don't get me wrong; he's already got one. He's got one with Tom Brady. But I think this is his last. Like, I'm gonna go try to get another one.
Yeah. Yeah.
I also think, too, the Philadelphia defense, they just lost to Kobe Dean, too, as well.
Yep.
So, I mean, you lost Phillips, which Phillips was already gone anyway. But then you lost Kobe Dean, Blankenship. They're going to take it. I think they can see. I can see them taking even a farther step backwards next
Well,
year.
they have organizational problems.
Yeah.
Like this is a we're seeing the result of organizational problems with the free agency. Because when you couldn't get an offense coordinator to come in and the head coach and GM are having problems. And
Right.
I mean, I'm seeing hilarious things on social media about like the Howie having diarrhea, but he could still look at that free agency and stuff like
Right.
People are just attacking the Eagles. And I will be honest with you. This shows how hard it is to be good year after year after year.
Yeah.
You have to take the years that you are good and try to hopefully you can win a Super Bowl because you can't guarantee the next year. And I think the Eagles are going to take a step back because Isaiah Likely to the Giants, okay.
Yeah.
But Giants, I just thought they were a couple pieces away, and now a new head coach in there, they may take that division. Who knows?
Right.
Well, that wraps up the day one frenzies. We had day two in here as well. And a couple of the highlights that came out of this was Isaiah Pacheco going to the Lions, Rico Dowell going to the Steelers, Dawson Knox stays with the Bills, Romeo Dobbs to the Patriots, and Geno Smith goes to the Jets. Now, that one makes me giggle a little bit, but what were your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I think Romeo Dobbs to the Patriots is the one that kind of surprises me. I did see where he wanted to get out of Green Bay, and I think the reason is because it was wide receiver by committee, right? He couldn't be a star there. Patriots were going to give him a boatload of money, which makes sense because you need now to replace Stephon Diggs and someone that hopefully can stay on the field with all the stuff off the field. And then Rico Dowdle to the Steelers. I mean, he wanted to be a number one. He didn't want to split reps with Hubbard anymore. Well, now you're going to go, and they have other running backs. Like, you're going to a place that does share carries. So I know we didn't say another one on here. Tyler Algier. I can't remember where he went, but he's also going to be a number one as well. You're seeing these running backs that shake up the market because when we came out of the combine, we were like, oh, Jeremiah Love is going to get so much attention. And now with these running backs kind of taking these slots, it's like, I don't know where Love kind of fits in this now. We'll have to see where he lands now.
Now, before I kick it over to Tim, Anthony, I want to pick your ear about the Patriots because the last time we talked about Stephon Diggs leaving, we said that team needed like that key wide receiver. They had, I can't think of his name. They still have
They have Booty.
Yeah,
Booty,
Booty and Williams.
but they needed someone to replace Stephon Diggs. Do you feel like Dobbs is gonna like fill in those shoes? Like I feel like he had a breakout year with the Packers, but do you feel like he can step in?
I think he's definitely a good asset for them. I think Booty's their number one going next year. I think when we talk about it, because what makes Romeo Dobbs great is in the slot, when he can run in the slot. So I think that's where you're going to see him a lot, but you're going to have Booty on the outside. So I think this is a good movement for them. I just still think when you see Mike Evans going out there and A.J. Brown still out there, these are possession wide receivers. Yeah. These are wide receivers, when it's a jump ball, they usually come down with it. Romeo Dobbs ain't that guy. And neither is Stephon Diggs but that's where that's what surprised me. It's crazy how much the game has changed where Megatron and Terrell Owens and Randy, these possession wide receivers were the hottest commodity. And now it feels like it's the slot wide receiver, the one that could be the fastest. So we'll see. I mean, I think it works out for him, I think it's a good fit for him. We'll see if it works out for him.
Okay. All right. Well, Tim, out of this group, what shocked you?
Pacheco to the Lions. You just got rid of David Montgomery, so now you had to pick up another guy. I didn't understand that one. I don't understand that one. I mean, I thought that they were just going to stay with Gibbs and he'll be the main guy. Well, Pacheco's going to want carries too, so they're still having a two-headed monster. I would thought maybe they would have went into the draft and got another running back, but I didn't understand the Pacheco one to the Giants. I think also too, Romeo Doubs has got to stay healthy. Yeah. He has got to stay healthy. He is a number 2. He's not going to be a number 1 for you. He's not. Which I found out today. He's like 6'2", 6'3". I'm like, maybe that's because that helmet that he wears that makes him look that much smaller. But they said he's not. He's not a number 1, and they need a number 1 receiver. Whether that be AJ Brown, Mike Evans would have been a great fit there. Would have been a great fit for number 1 because they need a number 1 receiver for Drake May. They've got to get one. Now, not to say that they can't get a trade with AJ Brown, but they've got to get somebody a number 1. If they want to go farther, they've got to.
Do you think the Super Bowl is holding players back from wanting to go to the Patriots? Because I thought the Patriots would have been a little bit more of a splash deal in this free agency. But when you kind of get spanked on national television like that,
that hurts.
And Drake May didn't look great during that game. Is that a little? Do you think that that's holding back the Patriots?
It could be. I mean, it could be where they like, are they really that good, or are they still a few more pizzas away from being a Super Bowl champion? They may be. They may. And they probably, some players probably know they're just starting. I mean, this was a first year they're in New England. But, I mean, they just draw. I mean, I think they're a few more pieces away from being a great team.
Yeah, and we did also see it felt like the AFC was down this year, right? Due to injuries and things like that. So it did help them elevate.
But you can't say that the Patriots didn't go through that too. Like they had cards dealt that they had to deal with too, and made it that far.
Agree, but they didn't lose a starting quarterback. Like the Chiefs lost a starting quarterback. I mean, when you even look at the Broncos, like the Broncos are in the Super Bowl if Bo Nix is playing that game. Yeah. I will stand by that. Like I still truly believe, and they almost won it with the backup quarterback. So I just think when you look, like Cincinnati went through a lot of injuries, and the Ravens had a down year, and there was a lot of teams that kind of, and if Buffalo doesn't take on the Broncos, I think Buffalo makes a little bit more of a run too. So I do agree with that. The one other thing too is with we got to talk about this before we get off this. Geno Smith to the Jets. Like, didn't he play for the Jets?
Yes, a long time. I think he came in the league. I think he was with the Jets. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So the Jets situation is absolutely hilarious because I'm glad he's off the market. I'm glad it's over because I didn't want to see him in Minnesota. I didn't want to see that shit. I'd rather throw JJ out there, throw 9 out there. I don't care. I don't want to see Geno Smith. But him going to the Jets now is like, what are you guys? You guys just take every. There's a saying like one man's trash is another man's treasure.
Yeah.
I think the Jets live by that. They just go and say, well, we'll take Justin Fields because that's he's good. Yeah, well, no, he's not. Geno Smith, we'll find out how it works out there. But what a crazy thing for the Jets. They didn't give up anything for him. Don't get me wrong, but at the same time, like,
how do you play Jameis Winston?
Bring him back. Bring him back.
I mean, the locker room would go very far because he'd just go from the Giants to the Jets, or the Giants to the Jets. So,
wouldn't even have to relocate. Like, he's there.
Because where he'll throw you probably 20 touchdown passes, but throw 30 interceptions.
Yeah. Well, and he might even catch 10. He might equal it all out. What was the other thing you wanted to bring up too? There was quarterback in Colts.
Yes, Daniel Jones coming off of Achilles. The Colts give him the transition tag, so now any team can offer money, but they have the option of the Colts will still have the option of matching it or doing whatever. The team has offered 5 years, $150, which is $30 million a year. He came back with a counter proposal, 5 years, $250.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money off of Achilles. You're just coming off of Achilles, and you want $50 million. Daniel, you might want to just take the $30 million and run, buddy.
Yeah, but see, we were talking about this before, so I got to bring it
Yeah.
up again.
Yeah.
They were number one in the division. They were
Yeah.
number one in the NFL by the time he went down. And I watched Pat McAfee a couple days ago, and they were joking about when he did get injured, when he broke his leg, and then they
Right.
showed the film of him coming off of bye, and he's like hobbling, and they're like, he's not ready to play, and then he goes out and tears his Achilles right after it as well. So, do I think he earned it from this past year? Yeah, because he's got all the bargaining chips. The Colts ain't got nothing. They didn't even make the playoffs after being number one after what, week 10?
Week 10. Yeah, they were 8-2 at one time.
Yes, and they couldn't even make the playoffs
Right.
because Daniel Jones is gone. He has all the bargaining chips. I just don't think there's a team out there that's going to pay that money.
No.
There's not a team desperate enough for a quarterback unless the Raiders do something. But, like, why would you when you can go get a Mendoza off a rookie deal? So,
No. I just don't see it. I don't see. Well, he's definitely not going to get to 50 million. I can guarantee that.
yeah.
I mean,
that's a lot.
they might meet halfway and maybe say 40.
That's still a
5
lot
years,
of
5
money.
years. That is for coming off an Achilles. I don't know. That's a lot.
Well, I mean, the Achilles surgery these days is miraculous because we're
Yeah.
seeing Jason Tatum come back, and
Yeah.
we're seeing players
10
come
bucks.
back doing things crazy. I mean, even Aaron Rodgers at his
Yeah.
age coming back
Yeah.
and playing football. But I think the problem is you're seeing a sample size of Daniel Jones, and then you got all of those Giants times where you could be like Giants or 9
Yeah.
games with the Colts and see
Yeah.
50 million. That's tough.
Yeah. I agree.
Well, as I'm looking at this list, I'm not seeing the Vikings or Broncos. So I'm just kind of curious from both of your perspectives, like, what are you hearing? What do you think is going to happen with your teams? Anthony, what do you start me off, and then I'll go to Tim.
Yeah, so Vikings can't do anything. Like, they just can't. Like, they're in cap hell right now. So, if anything, you're seeing guys from the Vikings going elsewhere. You're going to see more things. I even heard a report, I don't think it's real, Justin Jefferson's up. Like, teams are reaching out about Justin Jefferson.
Really?
It's a lot of money that the Vikings can
Yeah.
unload and open up the whole thing. Vikings, I swear to God, if you do it, I will stop being a fan. You will see me with an NFL logo like that Rob Lowe or whatever.
Yeah, right.
I'll root for the league. Everyone have fun because I cannot do this again. But yeah, Vikings are in hell. So you're not going to see the Vikings do anything. The draft, where last year it was a free agency that made the Vikings and draft didn't matter. This year the draft matters for the Vikings because they're not going to do anything in free agency.
Okay.
They have to hit on about every pick
Yeah.
because
What
they
are
don't
they
have
looking
no
for in
money.
the draft?
What's up?
What are they looking for in the draft?
Everything. Everything. So
Okay.
they got to hit on all of it.
All right. Well, what are you hearing about the Broncos, Tim? What should
Yeah,
we be looking out for?
You know what they were going after? Brandon Aubrey, the kicker for. And there was a report that they should offer him $10 million to kick in the Mile High City. That's a lot of money for a kicker, buddy. That's a lot of money. The last person that got that money was Justin Tucker. Where's he at? Not in the league. So I think and Denver's not quite as bad as what Minnesota is, but I think that Russell Wilson deal is still on the books, and that's a big one there. And their defense is good. I'd like to see them go get another wide receiver.
Yeah.
I really would, but I don't know. I think they're just pretty set, really, what they've got, and hopefully he can hit in the draft just like Minnesota.
Yeah, well, and you see J.K. Dobbins is gone, so that hurts as well. So
No, I thought they re-signed him.
they did? Okay.
Yeah, I thought they re-signed him. But what are you going to get out of him?
Yeah.
You only got 10 games this year. I don't even know if you even got 10 games out of him. He's injury prone all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, they just can't stay healthy. He can't stay healthy. So I like to see somebody more than just Cortland Sutton going up and getting the ball. Bo Nix needs another person.
Yeah.
But
Well,
we'll talk about that in April.
Well, and you need defense, too, because, like, as much
And
as
that
that
one
defense
hurt.
is good,
Yeah.
like, you just got to have people behind it.
Yep.
All right. Well, let's keep our ears peeled for that for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that wraps up for the NFL talks. I'm sure there's going to be more to come as we go on to our next episode. But let's quickly talk about college football here. It is conference championship week this week. What?
College
It's college
basketball.
basketball.
God, could I wish it was college football time,
Sorry.
bro. My eyes got so big. I was so
I know, I'm
excited.
like, what? Okay.
We're
Sorry.
back.
Yes, college basketball. We got March Madness ahead of us here. It is conference championship that starts this week. We have the Big 12, the Big Ten, and the ACC all starting Tuesday. Well, this is coming
Today.
out Wednesday, so it's happening tonight. So we have the SEC and the Mountain West and Big East starting early on Wednesday. So there's a lot going on here. Is there anything that you guys are watching for these big conferences?
Well, I would say this is the time to watch it. If you're going to watch basketball and you're going to want to care about what March Madness does, this is the time. Because there is teams that can get hot, but this is where you're going to see the echelon of these conferences, right? Like you're going to see the Big Ten beat up on each other, and then when it comes time to March Madness, they'll probably all lose, right? Like the ACC, like we just saw Duke take care of North Carolina. Like we're going to see them now play in this, which the conference championship feels like March Madness because you play like 4 games or 3 or 4 games in 5 days, right? So that's how the March Madness is going to be. But this is the time. This is also the time too for maybe your little like horse to have in the teams, right? Where you might see someone come out of the Mountain West and you're like, oh, I like them. They could go for a run. Or even the SEC. Maybe they don't win it, but okay, hey, they could be someone that could be a team to watch out for. Good luck to U of I because they probably won't win it, but they are so disappointing. It's hard to watch.
They almost got beat Sunday against Maryland. I'm
Yes.
like, I was watching. I'm like, what are you doing, Underwood? And they asked Underwood in the post game, what do so you think that you played in these close games that'll help you come tournament time? That's a stupid question. Next question. I didn't even like the question. I mean, he is this. What he's thinking, it just comes out of his mouth.
Yeah, but
No.
he sounds dumb 90% of the time because, like, it is. How many close games has U of I been in this year that it's like when it comes to March Madness time, you can't be in these close games.
Yeah.
That's when a Cinderella team beats your ass.
Yeah.
And we see that year after year after year with U of I. But no, this is a good time. I did want to bring up, with March Madness coming up, is there a sporting event that is better than March Madness? Like, I'm a diehard football fan, and I don't think the Super Bowl even touches that opening week of March Madness. Is there anything like it?
Man, that's a good question. I mean, I want to not the World Cup. I don't think that is. I mean, that happens every 4 years. That's the bad deal. You know, you're going through the baseball classic right now. That's every 3 years. I don't think so. I think it's March Madness and the Super Bowl, and that's about. I mean, I think college football is trying to get where March Madness is. I think it will eventually, but I think March Madness. I mean, 3 weeks of nothing but, you could have buzzer beaters for 3 weeks. I mean, it's just, it's awesome.
Well, I think what's in the favor of this too is that there's no competition with it. Like nothing else is going on TV, at least not that I'm aware of, that is like, competing for those time slots where that is the case for college football when it's the playoffs time. They're competing against NFL.
Yeah, well, I agree with that. I will say the Thursday and Friday, that's the days, right? Because Saturday, that's when we start seeing like one game on at a time. But that 11 to 12:15 time frame, where it's just this game starting. I mean, I've had people coming up to me already being like, "You got those 4 TVs set up?" I said, "They're not set up yet, but I'm gonna have them ready."
Right.
Like they know when it comes to that time, there's nothing like it. And I can sit here and say I watched maybe 10 games of college basketball this year. But there will never be a year where I'm not sitting in front of a 4 TV setup or a TV when March Madness comes around because it's so crazy.
Yeah.
I do hope for a better tournament this year, though.
Yeah.
We didn't have many buzzer beaters or close games last year.
Or upsets, really.
Yeah.
Well, all number 1 seeds made it to the Final Four. All 4 of them.
Yeah.
You don't see that happening this year. I don't.
No. Well, and I will say, I think this year has the recipe to be a very chaotic year.
Right.
Just with the NIL being now all involved, the transfer portal, but like the freshman class that comes in every year, we're like, oh, they're good. This freshman class is very, very, very good.
Yeah.
So like, it'll be exciting to see. But it is. There's nothing like it. Masters is pretty good.
Yeah.
I would say that opening day of Masters when you kind of get all the golfers going at once. But like the Super Bowl, I just don't think has anything on it. Like Super Bowl is a great day event.
Right. Not a 2-week event.
Yes. And
Right.
it's this captivates you because then you go into the office after that opening weekend and say, well, how's your bracket look?
Yeah.
And so, like,
And you
oh,
can
I'm
ask
already out.
anybody about that. That's the biggest deal too, is
Yeah.
that a lot of people play the brackets, and you could go up and ask. I know a lot of women don't watch male. I mean, but they're in the brackets, and they're coming up and asking a guy, "Hey, how's your brackets going?" You go,
Yep.
you're mumbling. One thing I wanted to say, Anthony, the tournament I'm going to be watching the most on is the Big East.
Yeah, okay.
If UConn and St. John's could play in the championship on Saturday night, and this could be for the number 1 seed in let's say the East, wherever UConn goes, and it's a rubber match. The third game, they both won each other. St. John won at home, UConn won at home. This would be the rubber match. That is a tournament. If those two can meet up Saturday night, must watch TV. You've got Pitino on one side, Hurley on the other. Both are lunatics.
Yep.
Not so much Pitino nowadays because he's getting a little bit older. But Hurley, after bumping the referee, and then he said he didn't bump the referee. Yes, you did bump the referee. I'm sorry, Bobby, but you did.
Yeah.
You did.
Well, it's funny to lie when we all know that there's cameras like watching at all times. Like we could see what would happen. And he was the only Hurley that almost got thrown out on Saturday or Sunday, or whatever.
For Arizona State.
Yeah. But no, I do agree. I think that one, I always love watching the Big Ten because they just beat the shit out of each other.
Yep.
And it always does feel like there's one team that, like this year's Michigan, right? And it's been U of I in the past where it's like that team's going to win it. And then it just
Wisconsin. Watch out for Wisconsin.
Yeah, like, and there's some teams living and dying by this. Ohio State, Wisconsin, Indiana, they got to win.
Yeah.
They got to make a run to even get into the stands.
Yeah.
So watch what happens there. But it will be. If you're not tuning in, this is must-watch TV.
Yep.
Well, I did just want to put in there that like you were giving some shade to Illinois, but because they've been in so many last second situations, they might be prepared for that, and that's what the dance is about. You have those last minute buzzer beaters, and you need to be prepared, and they have the experience for that. So that's
but they lose them. They lose these endings.
I'll believe it when I see it. I gotta be. I'm not a believer in them. I've never have, and they just seem like they get to that and they go.
That UCLA game was disgusting.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like, just like giving up leads and things like that. Yeah. So, and then we'll talk on Thursday where we have already some teams already in automatic bids given for the small conferences. We'll talk about what we're going to watch over the weekend as there'll be more games that have happened to kind of lead us into what we're thinking these conference championship games will look like. I do want to say one thing, though. I hate how Big Ten plays on Sunday. That day should only be for the selection Sunday, not playing games. It does give you a little appetizer before you know what the brackets look like, but it does kind of create a little bit of chaos going into it. But we will be back on Friday where we'll talk about the college basketball. NFL will probably find its way onto this because they always find a way to have something to talk about. So we'll talk about that. Maybe college football. I would love to hear some college football noise as well, as now that Lisa said it and I'm all excited for it. But if you like what we do, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and all those. Have a great rest of your work week, and we will talk to you on Friday.